How are you, bro?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I just woke up.
I can tell.
I think, what time is there now? What?
Nearly 12 o'clock.
Is it evening? So,
We're afternoon.
morning, sir. Ah, okay. Morning.
Go ahead. It's okay. So just three of us right now?
I think it's too early, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have you checked the video that I post?
Yes, sir. I checked.
All right.
Thank you, sir, for that.
You put it on the Moodle, right, sir? The 3 videos
Yeah.
of the last 3 classes.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I think it's useful for us also.
Right.
Like,
And then I briefly checked, and then I realized that sometimes I was kind of a mistake, made a mistake, making mistake, and I was supposed to say like accented, and all of a sudden I said unaccented. But I hope people could understand. I will do my best to summarize it today.
yes, sir.
I'll do my best to understand it today, sir.
Morning, Phineas.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Albert.
Morning, Kuya Phineas.
Okay, good morning.
I'm struggling, sir. I'm struggling. What I'm finding is that when I learn the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, I'm struggling to put the picture of the letter to the word. I'm kind of just reciting the alphabet and know it off by heart, and I don't know the sign. Like if you were to point at any random letter, like I wouldn't know what the letter is. I'm kind of just knowing what comes after what, kind of thing.
Okay, hold on a second. I think it's better for us to discuss about this, and it's kind of an experimental week for all of us. So there might be something that you are wrestling with. So it
A
might
lot.
be better for us to ask other students, and we're all learning, and then we do our best. So thank you. So we will talk about it. Okay.
All right, sir.
Morning, Alubaya.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Mm.
Very hot. So
Huh?
that you have to stay outside. It's very hot.
Oh, yeah. And
Oh,
getting in also.
Yeah.
Good morning, Kuya James.
Morning, Dom.
You look very handsome today.
Thank you.
Good morning, Pastor Albert.
Morning, brother.
You look very beautiful today.
As always, brother.
Oh, that's debatable.
I remember you guys are just telling us in the very first class that you are single and you are now available. Is there something that it's kind of a relationship going on between you? Oh man. Now today we are going to talk about person, gender, number. It's quite interesting. In Hebrew language, we have male, female. You know what? We have common. So it's a C. So I don't know what it means by common in terms of
That
gender.
that means you were born a male, but you end up wanting to be a female.
I don't know. It's quite confusing if you are talking about it, especially in the context of the Philippines. So when it comes to the relationship that we share in Christ, between brothers, and so much easy for us to say, I love you, I love you. I still remember David Gang is quite a special friend of mine. So when he first came here, we did a lot of things together. So one day we went to hair salon together, and then in the hair salon there are a lot of these people who are going through kind of identity crisis. So they are feeling like, oh, okay, look at these guys, is Korean. And after we got our haircut and we just helped each other to remove all the hairs, and hey, come on David, come. And then I said like that, and all of a sudden I could feel that they look at us, oh, look at these guys, and we realized okay, it's not working here in the context of the Philippines, and we can be misunderstood. And then I was wearing hot pink, because it was a quite popular at the time in Korea for guys, and I was misunderstood totally. So I told David Kang that we better not doing this.
Nothing wrong with pink, sir.
Oh yeah.
Real men wear pink.
Real man, right? Real man wears.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
It's Friday. Isn't it amazing? Just the 1 week passed, and I know that you may have kind of a mixture of a feeling, and I know there are a lot of challenges learning Hebrew language, and at the same time, you might have something that you want to share. Since this is our first journey in terms of online education, well, the thing that I'm feeling could be different from yours. So before we start, I want to spend just a little time to hear you expressing your concern or any idea. If you have even just some questions regarding our previous lessons, and I want to spend some time to talk about it. So before we start, I would like to ask who will be praying for us today. Dominic, could you lead us in prayer?
Yes, sir. Let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for your loving mercies. Thank you for this beautiful day that you have provided for us. Thank you for this opportunity that you have provided us to learn. I pray that you bless the teacher. I pray that you bless the students. I pray that you'll open our hearts and open our minds, that you'll help us. I pray that your Holy Spirit be with us, Lord. Forgive us our sins. Be with us in everything that we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen.
All right. Okay, so let's talk before we start. All right. Is there anything that you want to just tell me or just to share before we start our class? Anything regarding our class? Any suggestion or feedback and comments so that we can make our lessons better for next week on your yeah. So please go ahead. Anyone? Is everything okay? All right. I know that Dominic has a little challenge. So Dominic, what is your dilemma? What is your challenge? Oh, we cannot hear you.
There we go.
All right, good.
Yeah. So before class started, I asked our lecturer if he had any tips on memorizing, putting a picture to the alphabet, because what I tend to find that I'm doing is when I recite the alphabet, I'm just remembering what letter comes, I'm just reciting it in order. But if you were to point at a certain letter, like I wouldn't know it because I'm finding it hard to memorize putting a picture to the sound. Am I making sense or?
All right. So sometimes you know how to sing the song and then you know the name.
Yeah.
But when it comes, let's say you memorize the words Kimmel, then sometimes it's so much hard for you to, what is it,
Put a picture to
identify
it.
how it looks like. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you for your question or your challenge. I think there we do have our difficulties, and I have a lot of students who are struggling with memorizing, and then some of you are talented in terms of memorization because of your educational system. In Korea, we have to memorize things even in elementary school, so we are kind of forced to memorize, so we are talented. But somehow when it comes to the issue of creativity, I don't really want to say we are really talented. So there are good things and bad things whenever it comes to different types of education system. But I believe, those who are from the Pacific Islands, I think I normally find them, and I notice that they are really struggling in terms of memorizing. So, well, this is gonna be by help. When you try to memorize word, actually there can be different ways, but this one really works for me. I normally try to connect something that I already know to the image of the words. It's something like, okay, I want to show you one thing. This is a really good, thing that we need to discuss. I will show you something. Sorry, taking so long. What I mean by connecting something that you already know to the alphabet that you try to memorize. Okay, you already know how to sing the song, which means you know the name and the sound and then the order. But the challenge is you don't know what to write. Let's say Aleph Bet Gimel. Oh, I know Aleph Bet. But what is it? Gimel. Okay, Gimel. Like this. All right. And then let's move on. Aleph Bet Gimel Dalet He Vav. For example, I think I want to talk about Vav. Okay. Vav is this. And why is this Vav? Well, wow. If you have something in your language, the image or the sound, you try to connect it. And then, the way I always help you to memorize something like, talking about Shurek, and then it's very easy for you to memorize. What is this Shurek? Some of you already remember. Yes, the year of Shurek. So you try to connect this new idea of Shurek to something that you already know. In my case, Vav. It's like, attention, Vav. Do you know the word? Attention, Vav. Whenever we start our class, first class in elementary school, and the captain or the representative of our classmates stand up, and then he said, attention, and Vav, that we need to do this, to the students, I mean, to teacher. And then when he say attention, Vav, then Vav, it looks like Vav. Can you see that? It's the head here, and then like this. So you are like, not like this, not like this, but you bow. Somehow it doesn't really, full make sense, but I'm just, encouraging you to do something similar. Then you can easily memorize things. So trust me, when it comes to memorization, not to be too much boast about myself, but I can memorize 100 vocabulary within 1 hour using this, specific skill. In the beginning, it's not that easy for you because you are not quite used to this type of, skill. But just try to, utilize this kind of skill. Let me help you. We have Aleph. Okay, Dominic, how does it look like? Is there something that called Aleph, or Aleph sounds like Aleph, or the image? Is there anything in your culture or in your language, Aleph? And then you try to connect that image to this, then you will easily connect it to the image. So I think this one really works, especially when it comes to the issue of memorization. Where is Dominic? He's gone. So even others, I want to encourage you to do something similar. Is there any other challenge apart from memorization? Is everything okay? So Dominic, I know, thank you for telling me your challenge, but you do your best, and then without memorizing the alphabet, it's so much hard and it takes time. So some people like to, go over it on and on, on and on, on and on. That's the memorization skill. So you just start memorizing and then do it again, and it's like drilling, and it works for you. So you may need to really develop your own skill. But my recommendation or suggestion is like this, you start utilizing this imagination. If you can memorize the order, the name, but so much harder to identify, how it looks like, then it's a matter of connecting this idea of name or sound to the image, the appearance. So try to use this knowledge, then it may be, not that difficult. Okay, all right. I know we haven't been dealing with a lot of things, and some of you find it probably so hard to understand. So let me summarize what we have studied so far. All right. Okay. As Dominic said, the first lesson is all about alphabet. So you need to memorize all the name and sounds. And then, of course, I'm going to give you the Hebrew alphabet quiz next week on Tuesday. So once again, what you need to do is to prepare one paper and then write your name. And you need to write, okay, my name, Jun Kim. And then let's say Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, He, Vav, Zayin, Chet, He, Yod, Kaf, Lamed. You can sing, huh? Lamed. Lamed, what is it? What else? What is next?
Mem, Nun, Same.
Mem, Nun, Same. What is that?
Ein, Pe,
Ain, Pe,
Jade,
Zade,
Go,
Ko,
fresh.
Resh, Shin,
Sin,
Shin,
shin,
Shin.
ta.
All right,
Ta,
whatever you like. Shin, Shin, Ta, Ha. And then you have to write Aleph. And then silent. Bet. Voice sound. And this is what I'm expecting. Okay? So I'm sorry about this terrible handwriting. So you need to understand I'm writing on the screen. So but I'm expecting better writing style from you. So as long as I can understand you, that will be okay. So that's it. But talking about Hebrew alphabet, there are some groups of alphabet called Begad capital letter or guttural letters. So okay, tell me, what kind of Begad cap? Oh no, this is a silly question. But okay, let me ask you this question: what kind of Begad capital letters do you have? What is it?
Bet,
Bet,
Email, Dalet,
Bet, Gimel, Bega, De, Kef,
Dalet,
Dalet, and then
Kaf,
is it
Kaf.
Kaf? Yeah, Begad Pe, Pat,
Pe,
Pe, and
Av,
Tav.
Great. So Begad Kepat. So we have those things. So what is so special about Begad Kepat letters? Right. Begad Kepat letters is they are carrying kind of soft sound. So when they are coming in the beginning of a syllable, normally in the beginning of the word, then the sound becomes stronger by taking a dot, and then the dot is called dagesh lene. So what is important here is that only Begad Kapatu letter can take dagesh lene. Do you remember this? All right, don't be confused. So it's very obvious when a letter other than Begad Kapatu letter is taking a dot, that it should be dagesh
Forte,
forte. Why? Once again, only begad capital letter can take dagesh lene. The challenge is when those begad capital letters are appearing together with a dot. Why? Because there are two possibilities, dagesh lene and dagesh forte. But I told you the most important indicator that is telling us, okay, I'm dagesh forte. What was it? If there is one Hebrew, let's say, word having three letters, and then this one takes a dot, and then that is, let's say, if that one is one of those begad capital letter, then I'm gonna write like this, something, and then let's say I'm gonna put be and something, and then it is taking a dot here. Then how many possibilities do we have? It can be dagesh lene and dagesh forte. One more time, if this one is not one of those begad capital letters, then you don't need to worry about it. Why? Because that's for sure, that's dagesh forte.
Oh, forte.
Oh, yeah, dagesh forte. So in this case, we have a begad capital letter. Then there are two possibilities. Then you got to be careful. Then what do you need to do? You need to look at if there is a preceding vowel point here. So in this case, we don't have any vowel pointing. Then it should be what? dagesh lene. If you have a preceding vowel point like hirek or tsere or sego, you know, any kind of vowel pointing is appearing just before the begad capital letter, then that is dagesh forte. Okay, it's a good try.
Oh yeah, without. You said without. Okay.
Yeah. So let me say, if you see a preceding vowel point, then that's dagesh forte. Okay, remember this. I think if you remember this, then that's okay. It works for most of the time. Do you have any question regarding this usage of begad capital letter? Is that clear? Okay.
What does the dagesh forte look like again?
Dagesh forte is taking a dot.
Okay. And what is the difference between that and the dagesh lene? Is it the pronunciation?
Right. Yeah. Dagesh lene takes the stronger sound. So the function of dagesh lene is to make the sound stronger. So
okay.
V becomes B.
But.
Yeah, with the dagesh lene. And then the function of dagesh forte is to double the sound of the consonant. In this case, if this bed is dagesh forte, then you are going to put 2B. By the way, it's not 2V. Together, when the dagesh forte appears, and it has double function actually, even it carries the function of dagesh lene. I haven't talked about this before, but you know what, to be honest, we are not going to read Hebrew Bible in terms of conversation. So Hebrew reading is the most important thing. So when it comes to those issues of pronunciation, then I'm just teaching you what you really need to understand as a teacher, a student. But to be honest, it's not a big deal. But you need to at least understand how it works. So is that clear when it comes to the distinction between dagesh lene and dagesh forte? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. If you don't have any question, then let me move on. All right. And then we talk about gutturals, the guttural letters. What are they? We have 4. Do you remember anything?
Aleph.
Aleph, Chet, and then Ayin. Great. So those 4 letters are gutturals. So what is the significance of gutturals? What is the characteristic of them?
From the
pronunciation at the back of throat.
Exactly. Thank you, Sharon. Right. Those sounds are coming from the back. Yeah, from the back of your throat. Although Aleph and Ain are silent, but somehow they understand that the sounds are coming from the deep throat. Okay, that is the first characteristic of those words, I mean letters. And what is it? What is next? You need to understand that those
Cannot take
cannot take.
dagesh.
Great. Pierce, you're doing a good job. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Right. So those
Ah,
4 letters, guttural letters, cannot take dagesh,
forte.
the dagesh. So either lene or forte, because it's obvious. Those it's not pega de capate, so dagesh lene cannot come. So at the same time, it cannot be doubled because it's so much hard to double it. Because how can you double it? It is coming from your deep throat. And then I told you the Hebrew sound is quite sensitive to the sound. And then in terms of khat, and then you need to double it. It's so much pain. So that's it. So that's great. You understand it. And then it's not only about those 4 gutturals, but there was one more Hebrew letter that cannot take dagesh forte. What was it?
Resh.
Yes, that was a resh. So you need to remember this 5, but don't be confused. As if resh is considered as guttural. Resh is not guttural, but it takes a similar tendency of gutturals. Is that clear? Can I move on? Okay. Then another thing that we need to understand was related to what was it? Yeah, closed syllable and open syllable, and then accent. Why? Why was it so much important? Because we have 2 identical vowel points. Well, what are they? Kamet and Kamet
Hamet
Hatu.
hatu.
So like bet, wet, tea. So this is called Kamet. And then even this one is called Kamet Hatu. And then those 2 are carrying 2 different sounds. So Kamet is carrying a sound, and then Kamet Hatu is carrying O sound. And then when they are appearing identically, there is no difference in terms of appearance. And how are we going to see the difference? And how are we going to see when this is called or used as a kamet and then kamet hatu? So in order for us to understand this, we need to understand 2 important things. What was it? There should be 2 requirements that should be met in order for this vowel point to be kamet hatu, which has O sound. Do you remember what they are?
Is it the open and closed vowel?
It should come in a syllable that is closed syllable and unaccented. Right, exactly. So if you remember this, that's the most important thing. If you are going to teach your Hebrew student in the future, 5 years from now, that's the most important element. But generally speaking, I told you this is a really practical idea. When you have this T shape or T looks like okay, I want to say just the comments or comments hatu, then it's a good idea. It's comments, then just to call it comments. Why? Because comments hatu is not really commonly used. Okay, in terms of what is it? The usage, the frequency. But that is the first idea. The second idea is what? You need to remember your vocabulary. So that's why I'm saying your vocabulary is so much important. So there are certain vocabularies that are appearing with kamet hatu. And do you remember the specific example for this?
Oh.
Oh.
Coal.
Yes,
Oh.
this one. Call. So what is a call?
Call.
Oh.
Call is
All.
all is call.
Cool.
All right.
Call.
You will notice that in order for this word to be kametatu, it will come
Close.
with another word. And that it will be connected through this one. We will call it makave. Makave. So in fact, like called bine, another word, we had it yesterday. Okay. Actually, the bene is another Hebrew word. It's not one word. Actually, when we are talking about the, when we are dealing with this called bene, it is a combination of two different words. But what is the significance of this makave? This one appears to connect to these two different words to make it one in terms of pronunciation. Are you following me? So when we have this call, you will always have another word attached to it through makef. That's why, you know, the point or the question that Phineas asked me yesterday was so much meaningful. What if we don't have this following word? Then this call cannot satisfy these two requirements. Why? Because when this call has the another word here, then the accent falls on it. In order for this call to be unaccented. Exactly, right? Then the question is, what if we don't have this following word, and then we have only this call? Then it's obvious that it will take the accent on it.
Okay.
Then it cannot satisfy. Then this call will not appear with comments anymore. In that case, these comments hatu will become holen, so that it will be pronounced called all the time. Is that clear? Is that clear? All right. So that's the important thing. So you need to understand what it means by a closed syllable and unaccented syllable. One more time.
Yeah.
Where do you normally have the accent in a Hebrew word?
No, you gotta take my card, Dad.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So please answer my question. Where do you normally expect the accent to fall in a word?
Last syllable.
Yeah, last syllable or the second to the last normally. Okay, remember this. Okay, then you know whatever you know you need to understand, and then closest level normally comes and ends with a consonant. All right, let me give you an example. Okay, this is an English word, biblical. How many syllables do we have?
Three.
Three.
Yeah, the first one is B, bull. Oh no, Bible, Lee,
Yeah.
Call. I think this is four.
Yeah.
Bible, liquor. So actually, the second sound must have double L's in terms of pronunciation. B, bull, Lee, Call. So B, in terms of B, it's open or closed?
Be open.
Closed.
Open.
B itself,
B.
because it
It's
has
B.
BI. It's BI, so it's open.
Open.
Bull, I think it should be something like this. It's it's a bit hard because it's not. Oh, forget about it. Anyway, I think it's hard to compare this to Hebrew language. Let me move on. Li, what is it?
Open.
Open. What about call?
Closed.
Closed because of the presence of L. So do you understand what it means by closed syllable? All right. So you understand now. So what about then call? Is this open or closed?
Close.
Closed because of lamed.
Lamed.
Great. Now you understand everything.
I hope so.
Okay. And then anything that you couldn't understand regarding the lesson?
The last one with the dash, that part, you know, the one that followed the dagesh hatuk with the kol, and then there was another letter with a dash in the upper right hand corner.
Let me see. Perhaps you are talking about this.
I
Are you
forgot.
talking about this? This
The
chart?
dash.
This one. This
Yes, yes, yes. I cannot understand how you know when to. What is that for? Please.
one. Okay. I actually everything that I was talking about just before your question has something to do with this. All right. Let me clarify this. Okay. What is it all about? Once again, look at this. Come on, I think I need to do something. Oh, just give me. All right. Okay, FL, look at this. What is this? This is a comet. Are you?
Yes, it is.
All right, comets. But it looks like comet or comet Hatuf.
Yes.
Then how can you see if this is comet or comet Hatuf? How can you differentiate it?
Be a closed syllable and unaccented.
Right.
Unaccented.
So yeah, exactly. As you look at this one is closed. So whatever is appearing here in this row, they are satisfying and they are coming. The comets are coming in a closed syllable. And this one is unaccented. So these two words are coming on unaccented syllable. So in order for this comet to be comet hatu, it should meet two requirements. What are they? It needs to come in a syllable that is unaccented and it is closed. Ethel, are you following me?
So far, yeah.
All right, good. Then let's talk about this. Why is this considered? All right, how many syllables do we have? Let's start with this. The first one is ve. All right, so let's say ve. And then we don't know what it is. But let me say it could be kol or kal. We don't know what it is. Okay, let's move on. And then the third one. Okay, this one is shua. You don't know. We are going to talk about it today, but it has a short e sound. So together with bet, so it's gonna be b and short e, and then the next one is nun. So it has n sound, and tsereyot is what? Tsere nene. So you're going to put a long sound, unchangeable long sound. So it's a bene, bene. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are considered as a one word. And then it has, how many syllables do we have? The first one is be.
1, 2,
and then the second one is kol or kar. The third one is be. And then the last one is ne. So we have four syllables. Okay, Ethel, let me know if the first be is closed syllable or open syllable.
Open.
Open. Good job. What about the second syllable? Call. It's a call. What is it? Is it open or
Close.
closed?
Close.
Closed. So the comment comes in a closed syllable. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. What about be? Is it open?
Yes, it's open.
Open. And what about the last one? It is still open.
Open.
Right. So in terms of the characteristic of the syllable of call, it is closed syllable. Do you understand? All right. So this comment just satisfies one aspect, which is
Pateshatu.
yeah. So it is
So it's
supposed to be coming in a closed level. And then let's move on to another requirement. So in order for this comment to be kametatu, what is the another aspect or requirement?
Unaccented.
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 Great, great. You are doing a good job, Ethel. Okay, I told you when it comes to the location of syllable, normally it comes where?
The last in this the last syllable or the second to the last.
Exactly. So then we have the last syllable is ne, and then the second to the last is
there.
So we don't know where it is.
I got it now. Okay,
All
I
right.
got it.
So accent is here or here. So
it
this
is
call unaccented. Thank you for the question. I think by your question, other students could understand it clearly. So what about others? Did you understand? So is that clear? Chomthi, is that clear? Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't smile, just to say yes or say no. It looks very tricky. I know it could be it could
just
be
to figure.
Yeah,
So
confusing.
how come there's so many rules just to determine if it's pronounced as a or o?
All right, but I believe
understand.
that is only
That's just the
applicable.
language.
No, that is only for the case of comments. When it comes to other vowel points, they have quite straightforward sounds. But
Only
do not be too much scared as if Hebrew language is crazy and then it gives you so much headache.
I'm already scared.
It's okay. In the beginning, I want to say that it's a bit harder than Greek, to be honest. But the more you study, the more the easier it'll become the Hebrew language in comparison to Greek. So trust me. So don't give up. Just hang on there, and you will be there at the end of this course. You will understand everything. And then I'm going to repeat it again and again, like the way I'm doing right now. So even if you cannot really understand this fully, do not think that I'm not going to come back to this point again. I will come back it again and again, and I will let you understand it finally. Let me ask you this question. Actually several years ago, having about 22 students in my Hebrew class, I asked my students to form group studies, and they were willing to, help each other in the classroom. So we have about 6 groups. So in one group, we have 3 or 4 members. So, when we are having this online education, you may feel the distance, not only between you and me, but between your classmates. So it might be a really good idea that if you are really willing to help one another, that would be really great. So what I'm trying to say is you guys can have group study by yourselves. And then the time, in terms of a meeting time and day, it's up to you. So that will be really great. those who understand things can improve your knowledge by teaching or helping your student, I mean your classmates. So it works, really. So think about it. And then I know that there are some people who are really busy, and then I'm a bit worried about the time difference, you know, for peers and Brother Romero. Romero, you are wearing your, what is the uniform?
Yes, doctor.
Oh,
We just finished doing 2 surgeries, and I thank God that I catch up with the
oh man.
class.
You're so
I
hardworking.
I admire you. Hey, sister, come on, give him big hands. You know, nothing
Oh,
can
glory to
stop you
God.
from, moving on for the kingdom of
Yeah.
God. I really encourage you not to give up. You know, you are a really great example for us, a great, inspiration. I
Thank you,
hope that you
Dr.
will be
Kim.
able to finish it strong. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anyway, so think about it, and I will email you. Just let me know if you are interested in this type of group study. Then I will form a group study. All right. So
Yes,
sounds
please.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Let me move on. So then that's it, and I think I'm done with this. Okay. Then let's talk about another thing. In terms of shuar. Okay. This is another lesson that you need to pay attention to. Okay, there are 2 types of shuar. Okay, what is it? What is it?
Vocal.
I mean, when I talk about shuar, we have talked about composite shuar, and then I gave you the little explanation what it means by shuar. So if you look at composite shuar here, and then we have these small 2 dots appearing in the vertical line. So if you see these 2 dots coming like this, 1 and 2, these 2 dots are called shuar. Okay, but here, since this shuar is coming together with other vowel pointing, it is called composite shuar. But let me go back to here. So shuar looks like something like this here. Is it called colon? Is it? Is it semicolon or colon?
Colon.
All right, colon. Thank you, Pierce, for your help with my English. It's great
That
help.
wasn't me.
Is it Neil? Who is the colon? Who did it say?
Someone else.
All right, sounds like you. Okay, vocal shuar and silent shuar. Okay, there are 2 types of shuar. The first one is vocal shuar and silent shuar. So when it comes to vocal and when it comes to silent, then you need to know when it becomes vocal and when it becomes silent. Okay, we have an example of silent shuar. How are you going to pronounce this? Okay, what is the name of this alphabet?
Lamed.
Lamed.
Oh,
Lamed.
Oh yeah, lamed. Lamed.
All right, lamed. All right, so it has L sound. And then this one
Kamet.
is a kamet or kamehatu. If you don't know, say kamet. Okay. All right, let me say this. Okay, we have only 1 syllable here. So this one has accent on it. So it's not unaccented. So it cannot be kamet hatu. But it is coming in a closed syllable because of kaf. It's not dalet, it's a final form of kaf. Are you following me? All right. So talking about this kamet, it cannot be kamet hatu. Although it is meeting the requirements of closed syllable, it is a closed syllable, but it is not unaccented syllable. It is accented syllable. So this kamet is not kamet hatu, but it is kamet. So you're going to put a sound. Is that clear?
Yes.
So it becomes la,
La.
la. And then this one is ka, which has
Ka.
K sound. And then what is this? This is the schwa, and then that is just silent. That's why it is used as an example of a silent schwa. So it has no sound. Then you just put K. So how are you going to pronounce L-A-K?
Luck.
Luck. Luck. Yes. So it is silent schwa. So then we need to understand when schwa becomes vocal. So there are several cases. Number one, I want you to read this. Albert, why don't you read it? Number one.
Word.
Number one, schwa is vocal. No, yeah, the words. English sentence.
Oh, I thought you.
What do you mean? You want me to read the Hebrew word?
No, just the English.
Shua is a vocal when it's under the first consonant in a word.
Great. Can you try to read the Hebrew words?
Oh, oh my.
It's okay. Yeah. Okay, let me do this. Okay. What is the first one?
Dalet.
Dalet.
First one is Dalit.
Yeah, Dalet. That has what sound?
D.
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 D. And then this is a schwa, and then we are trying to figure out that is this a silent vocal? And then according to what Albert just read, if schwa comes under the first letter in a word, then it is vocal. All right, as you can see that the schwa comes under the first letter in a word. Do you understand? And then that is vocal. And you need to put very short E sound. And then I'm going to put just, slightly up so that you can see it's not tere E, it's not, what is it, the segol E, but shua E. I'm gonna put it that way all the time to differentiate the shua E sound from other E sound. Is that clear? Then how are you going to pronounce this syllable? How? De. Say. It's not de. 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 Right. Very short. De. So you sometimes it may sound like de, but somehow between de and de. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. What is this? He. It's like V. And what is this? Is it Kamet Hatuf or Kamet? Say Kamet all the time. Most of the time, it will work that way. So then it has Va. So let's move on. Resh has R sound. And this is Hirek Yod, and we call it Hirek Plene, which has a long, unchangeable I sound. So this is Li. And then the last sign is final form of mem. So it has M. So, all right. De, va, rim. Devarim. Devarim. Say, devarim. 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 Slowly. Devarim. This means this is the plural form of word. So you will have this word a lot of times. So what is it? It means words. Words. All right. Okay. So do you understand when the schwa becomes vocal? Number one, When is it? When is it?
First consonant in a word. Under it.
Right. When the schwa comes under the first letter in a word. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then let me move on. What is the second one? Kanae. Would you read Kanae?
It is the second Sheva in a row.
Okay. So we have how many shores here? Two shores. So the first shore is here under the shin, and then the second one under the mem. So having these two shore standing side by side in a row. So what is vocal? The first one, the second one, the second one. So which means the first shore is not vocal here. And then the second one is vocal. All right, I don't want to spend too much time for the transliteration, but okay, let me just move on then. What is it? It is yod, and then it has Y sound. And then this one is hirek. It has
E.
Yeah, E sound. So it's gonna be ye, E. Okay, the first syllable is E, and then the second one is shin. So it has SH. So how are you going to pronounce it from the beginning? Ish. Ish. Okay. And then the third one is mem, which has M sound. And it comes with vocal schwa. So you are going to put small e. So it will be like meh, meh, meh. All right. So from the beginning, ish meh, ish meh. All right. Ish meh. And ain has no sound. And then what is this? Shurex here. Praise the Lord. So it has a woo sound. So ish me u. Ish she me u. Say after me, Ishmael. Ishmael. So what is important here? When you have two shua in a row, the first one is silent, the second one is vocal. Okay. I know there are too many rules, as Ethel mentioned, but this is gonna be the last rule in terms of sound. Okay, so no more headache. So if you are done with Shua, praise the Lord. We will move on to Hebrew sentence. So I believe before we end, we are going to deal with the very first Hebrew sentence. You know, one of the reasons why I like the textbook, our textbook, is that if you pay attention to the difference between this biblical Hebrew revised by Victoria Hoffer, and then I have one more, this one, published by John Dovan, and then it is called, the Practical's work. This one is kind of old-fashioned style. So if you look at it, it is arranged by the grammatical aspect. So it begins with, nouns, adverb, adjective, prepositions, verbs. So every grammars are arranged according to the grammatical aspect. But this one is not really dealing with the grammar as a focus. It is based on sentence. So it deals with the sentence from the beginning. So that's why I like it. It is more, in terms of a linguistic approach, I like it better. But if you need a thorough understanding of a certain grammatical part, then this one is good. That's why I recommend this one as a subordinated or secondary textbook. So when you are understanding, or when you are listening to me explaining about a grammatical aspect, and yet you couldn't really clearly understand, then you can go back to this one and find the specific reference there, then you may be able to see a lot of explanation. So it's good for you to have this one. But anyway, let me move on. So we need to remember two things so far when it comes to the requirements of vocal schwa. What was the first one? Schwa becomes
consonant in a word.
Yes, schwa
Vocal
becomes
if it comes
vocal.
on the first consonant.
Exactly, when it is coming
first-
under the first letter of word
Of the word.
And then the second clue was what? When you have
the
two
schwas are
schwa
together.
standing side by side, the second
The
schwa
second
is vocal.
schwa is vocal.
That means the first schwa is silent. Let me move on. Okay, number 3, Amos.
Yeah, sorry, like my wife was like coming into my room. Sorry.
It's okay. Number 3.
Number 3, it follows a long vowel.
Okay. All right. We have one word here as an example. The first one is, once again, what is this? First one.
Under the first consonant.
Shurek. Yeah, Shurek. So it has U sound. Is it short sound or long sound?
No.
It's a long sound. So it says, if this schwa follows a long vowel, then it becomes what? Vocal. It's just like this. All right, if you pronounce something long, then there is a tendency that the second consonant cannot be the closing consonant for the first syllable, which means this one is standing as if as one unit of sound, and then it becomes like another beginning of a sound. That's why this schwa, like the rule number 1, when this schwa comes under the first letter of the word, it becomes vocal. The kind of the same idea can be applicable to this. Why? Because after long vowel, then you start another unit of sound, then it affects that way. So this lamed has L sound, and the schwa becomes what? Vocal. Do you understand? So you need to know which one is long vowel or short vowel. Is that clear? So if you are curious about this, go back to the chart and you will see the distinction between short and long. And we have 2 categories for long vowel. So it's changeable long, unchangeable long. So you need to be familiar with all those things. So in this case, U, Le, and then Aleph has no sound, but A has a sound. Okay, so what is this? Dalet, which is this sound. And then also again, all comments. And are you going to ask us the same question? Is this comments or comments have to? Just call it comments.
Comments.
All the time. And if you are curious, just go back to these 2 conditions, then you will see that they are not really, meeting the 2 requirements. So dam. Okay. U, le, adam. U, le, adam. So anyway, the pronunciation is not really important here. So you need to understand when the schwa becomes vocal. All right. So what is the third rule? When it follows a long vowel. Do you have any question? Okay, then let's move on. Number 4, Samson.
It is under a letter that is followed by the same letter.
Okay, so how many shores do we have? Samson?
Two.
Okay, tell me if this first shore is vocal or silent.
A vocal.
Why?
Is under the first consonant of the word.
Exactly. Did a good job. Number 1 rule. And then we are talking about actually this second shore. Is this vocal or silent? According to the explanation, it should be vocal. Why? Because it looks different, but this letter is the final form of kaf. So in fact, you have 2 kaf here. So if you have 2 kaf, and then if the first letter is taking sure, then the sure is vocal. Is that clear? Then let me put this way. Vav as V, and then this sure is vocal, so it's gonna be V. It's not ve. It's a short E, so ve, ve. And then we have another V, so va, and the kamets, it's not kamets hatub, it's kamets, because it's open syllable, right? So ve, ba, resh R, and then segol e. So it has re. And as we just talk about this sure is vocal. So kaf, K, and small e. And this one is another K, and this one is A. So ka. So ve, va, re, ke, ka. If you want to pronounce it accurately, you are not supposed to put this one as simple a. It doesn't sound like be, ba, re, ke, ka. Then this sure will sound like sere or sego. So you need to make it shorter, like be, ba, re, ka. Okay, do you see the difference? Something like that. Okay, can I move on? Can I move on? Okay, then number 5, the last one. Sharon?
This is under a letter with the dagesh forte.
Okay, good. What is the function of dagesh forte? Doubling.
letter.
Okay, look at this. Having lamet, and then it comes with a dot. What is this? Dagesh lene, dagesh forte.
Where?
Here.
Dagesh forte.
Dagesh forte. Why? Because it says dagesh forte here. Well, all right. Number 1, it's not pegati kepatu letter.
That's right.
Yeah, that's for sure. That should be
Dagesh forte.
But look at this. There is a preceding vowel pointing. If you see a preceding vowel point, then it should be dagesh forte. Okay, so this is the way that I repeat my lesson. So now you begin to see how it works, all right, in a practical way. So this one is dagesh forte. So now this dagesh forte is coming together with the shua. So this shua should be vocal. Okay, we have 2 shua. The first one should be vocal or silent?
Vocal.
Vocal. Why? Because it comes under the
first consonant.
All right, still the same idea. But what about this second? This one should be a vocal. Why?
Vocal.
Because this one is
The second.
always remember, Hebrew language is quite sensitive to the sound. So if you have L, it should be double, and then it's gonna be L, L. So the second L is taking shua. So that means the preceding syllable is a closed syllable. Because of this doubling L, the first L will be the closing sound of the previous syllable. And then the second L will function as the beginning of a syllable. Are you following me? So that's why the sure becomes
second
vocal. That's how it works.
Vocal. So they're both vocal then.
Yeah,
Sir?
you're right. You're right, FL. So then how are you going to pronounce it? Me. Right. Me. And Y has, yod has Y sound. And then this is kata, A sound. So together with YA, we are going to pronounce it ya. Ya. So me, ya. And then, as I said, this L becomes the closing syllable, the closing sound of the second syllable. So it's not me, ya. It will be me, yal.
Meyal.
Yeah, me, yal. And le, do, ro, do. This is not resh. This is dalet, t. And then this is holem, o, kaf, t. So dot. So me, yal, le, dot. Okay, pay attention to me. It's not me, ya, le, dot. You have to double the L sound. So meyal, le, dot. So, yeah, when you put the accurate sound of shua, it's not going to be me, yal, le, dot. You need to, put the shorter sound. So, me, yal, le, dot. All right, meyal, le, dot. But when we read the Hebrew Bible later, then people will criticize you when you don't differentiate this tzere and S sound from shua S sound. But just for your information. And the last one is there are composite shua. It's not new to us. We already covered it, right? Whenever shua comes with other components like pata or sego, and it becomes vocal. Do you have any question? Is that clear? Praise the Lord. Okay.
I have to go over it again.
Sir, that male ledot, that lamed here, it is now double L is because of the dagesh forte. That's why it becomes double L.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, dagesh forte has doubling function, right? So that's why the lamed becomes me, yal, ledot. It's not simply for lamed. Whenever you have a dagesh forte, then you have to double the consonant sound.
So if there is no dagesh forte for the lamed, then it will be meya ledot, like that, without L.
Okay, all right, that's a good question. What if we don't have the dagesh forte here? Then you need to apply all those lessons. What is it? Is it vocal or shua? How do you think? How do you think?
If it's what? If it has no forte? If it's
It's not vocal.
It's not vocal.
It's not vocal then.
Right,
because it won't be a forte.
Yeah.
Has to have a forte.
Because it is not satisfying any of the lessons that we have covered right now. Okay, so we will practice on this. Let me move on.
So there are 6 conditions for a vocal shewa.
Yeah.
Okay, I just have to memorize it. That's all, I guess. That's the best I can figure it out.
Okay.
So let's see, lesson 1.
Let's practice on this.
Sir, do we have these in Moodle? The PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Everything is there. Come on. Okay, can you see this? we have a wonderful passage. The first word, Yod, He, Vav, He. Don't be confused. In Hebrew, in the Old Testament time, the holy name of God was not supposed to be pronounced. So nobody was supposed to be calling God's name. So when they need to put the name of the Lord, they need to put all those difficult words. So if you see Yod, He, Vav, He, remember, this is the most important word, meaning the Lord. And we are going to pronounce it Adonai. So don't try to, just the translator this one. So remember this, Yod, He, Vav, He.
Yod, He,
Yod.
Yeah, then this one, I think Hebrew people, Jewish people still call it Yod, He, Vav, He, something like that.
Yod, He,
But anyway, this one is called Adonai. So we will call it Adonai. All right? Okay, what is this?
Ain.
Ain. Where are you?
Go.
All right,
Wait,
Ain has no
Ain.
sound.
Ain.
And this is a Holland. So what is it? O. All right. And Zain has Z sound. Oz.
Oz.
Oz. Adonai. Oz.
Adonai.
Oz.
Ethel,
Adonai.
would you mind muting yourself because the sound's coming in? Thank you. Adonai, Oz, and then Le, right? It's a vocal schwa, right? That's very easiest one that we've learned today. Le. So Le. Once again, Ain has no sound, but it has A, pata. So Le, A. And what is this? Dagesh forte, dagesh lene.
Forte.
Forte, because bega the capital letter, it's not bega the capital letter, and then it has preceding vowel point, and that's forte. So we need to double the sound. So we have M sound. So le, it's not a, should be Le, and mo. Because the first M goes to and then the second M goes to here. So le, mo.
Question, Professor?
Yeah.
Underneath the, what's that, symbol? What is that?
Okay, all those things.
Yeah. I mean, just under the mem letter.
Actually, we are going to talk about it later. So it has a lot of signs. And then this is something that we need to deal with in Hebrew 3. And then there are more than, I guess, 20 signs. And it has something to do with always a sound. But it is like, what is it? Little distinction between these two, or hesitance, something like that. But you don't need to really pay attention to all those things, especially this and this and this and this, right? And even this. So whenever it comes to
at present, just ignore them.
Yeah, ignore them. Yeah,
okay.
Amos, thank you. So then let's move on. Oh, I need to finish with 2 minutes left. Okay, so I will just move on fast. Le amo. Actually, this is a yod, S-O-N-I-E, and this is a tzere. It 10, because this is a doubling. It 10. One more time, Adonai, the Lord's name. And vocal schwa with Y. So ye, ba, le. So this final schwa is silent. Et. Mo. Ba. And then this one is doubling. So bash. Right? The first syllable goes bash. So bash, sha, al, lom. Bashalom. Bashalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Peace. Ba means with. The Lord owes strength to his people. Okay, the Lord owes strength to his people, and then he will give. So what is our translation? The Lord will give strength to his people. Isn't that amazing? You are reading Hebrew Bible, and the Lord, Yabarek, he will bless. Et means what? Okay, so something like not what, but DDO, definite direct object marker. One more time, his people, ba shalom, with peace. So the translation is, the Lord will bless his people with peace. So this is my blessing message for you as we are ending this last Friday session. So my prayer and my deepest words from the Lord is that Adonai os le amo, iten Adonai yebarek et amo bashalom. Do you believe that? The Lord will give you the strength to his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. No matter where you are today, may God continue to bless you, and then
Thank you.
continue to enjoy this journey with me. All right? So bless you.
Thank you, Sir Kim.
Thank you, sir.
God
Thank you,
bless.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Samson. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
I love you guys too.
Love
love
you
you
too.
too, sir.
Is Sam gone?
May I ask a question? If we are not leaving, maybe I ask Alabaya.
Okay.
Because in our textbook, there is a block writing and also scribe writing, right?
Which page?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think all the PowerPoint shows to us is with the block writing. Is the scribe writing important?
What are you talking about? Which page are you on?
The writing page I think is 11, 12.
Oh, the writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will learn how to do it.
Because I think Professor Jun Kim talk about he teach about the block writing, right? But the scribe writing, it looks like a small letter or a capital letter.
No,
Is
what
it?
we will use is the block writing.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
class.
My question is the scribe writing important?
It's just good to know,
Okay.
but we will not really,
Not use it.
use that. Yeah, what we will use is the block writing. So for
Okay.
assignments and for assignments, when you write, you should use the block writing. That's
Okay.
that's what he's teaching.
Okay.
So when
Okay.
you're writing, because some of you are from maybe next week, you will start doing, actually from when you do the alphabet quiz, you
Yeah.
use the block writing.
Okay. So
Yeah.
why we have scribe writing? Is it
Scripture.
when we read, like in the future, we read the Hebrew Bible, it will not show up, right?
You will not see it. It's mostly like the Hebrew Bible uses the block. Mostly
Okay.
like what you see. Like if you look at your text, the one that's written on the left, not the one that's handwritten, that's how it appears in the Hebrew Bible.
Okay.
The
Thank
block
you.
writing. Yeah. The block
Okay.
writing is what appears in the Hebrew Bible. So that is why we
It's
use
good to
that
know.
one. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All the
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.